Hey everybody, it's Matt from Rapid Creek Cidery. I'm here at Wilson's Orchard on a lovely orchard. Gonna make something with apples today. There's tons of apples around right now. It's October, and this is a Jonathan apple. Sweet, juicy, but holds up to roasting as well, which is really great. So we're gonna do roasted apple with za'atar and chilies and a little bit of date syrup. First things first, we're gonna get this apple into kind of large pieces. I wouldn't make them too small because then they're just gonna lose all their texture in the pan. And you wanna have a little bit of bite to them still. So we'll just do 2 apples for this. And you can use whatever apple you find, really. I would definitely recommend using an apple that has some body to it. If you're in a grocery store, used to be you can only find a couple things like Red Delicious and Granny Smith, but now it seems like they're all over the place. There's tons of kinds. Yeah, look up one that has some body to it, still sweet and juicy, because you're gonna add a little vinegar to this too. So we'll start the pan with some olive oil. Obviously you could use canola or something as well if you didn't want olive oil, but I just like the flavor. And then just gently put the apples down in the oil. Don't drop them in too fast or they'll splash up on you. And you want kind of a medium-low heat. And we'll just let those kind of soften for a little while. While we're doing that, we'll do a little onion slices. This is a local red onion, so tiny and so nice this time of year. The vegetables we get from our farmers are always great, but something about an onion, you know, you take it for granted, the onions from the store, but if you get like a locally grown little onion like this, it's, I guess like a lot of vegetables, it really lets you know how good they are. Just some slices. The apples are still kind of going, getting a little bit of brown on them, getting a little bit of brown on the skins and the edges. We'll do a little bit of a flip on them. And about the skin, you could peel it if you want. I really like to leave the skin on. It kind of helps to hold the apple like a little bit of a cup would hold the apple. It doesn't mush out as much if you have a softer apple. And then we'll put onions down in here. Let those kind of soften with the apples. And this is a nice side veg, quote unquote, for like roasted pork or roasted meats in the fall. You know, it could be side dish with a vegetarian stuffed squash, would be really nice as well. Let those kind of get to know each other a little bit. Do a little bit of salt. And then as they start to soften, I'm gonna add some other things to it. I'm gonna add a little bit of jalapeno. I like a little bit of spice. Still getting local chilies this time of year. I took the seeds out of this, which is really unusual for me. I'll usually leave them in, but I don't want it too hot. Give that a little mix. Let that keep rolling. Make sure you keep hearing the sizzle of the apples and the onions. You don't want to get it too hot or too cool. Just a little bit of a sizzle. And then I'm going to go in with the main seasoning, which is za'atar. We've talked about this before. It's Middle Eastern spice, thyme, sesame, and what's the third thing in za'atar? Thyme, sesame, and
oregano?
Nope.
Sumac?
Sumac, yeah. Okay. So we're going to use the za'atar. That's the main seasoning here. Thyme, sesame, and sumac. Sumac is kind of a very tart, kind of can take the place of lemon, say, in a recipe. We'll do a little bit of that because that's really going to be your main sort of flavor. It's very floral, really, really delicious. Give another toss. See, they're starting to get a little brown, a little bit softer. And then what I'm going to add to this is a little bit of fall lettuce. I've got frisée here. You could use any fall lettuce. This is a hardy fall lettuce we get locally. You could also use kale, would be nice. Kind of let that go for a few minutes. Give another little toss. We're almost there. Really smells great. That za'atar spice is really aromatic. Do just a little bit of parsley, local Italian parsley. Almost has a lemony flavor to it. Kind of brightens up everything. And then, you know, once your apples have a little bit of give to them, you know, you don't want it to be rock hard, you don't want it to be mushed out, because when you eat it, you want it to have some texture. Then we can just go to the plate and we'll finish with a little lemon juice and the date syrup. Iraqi date syrup. You can get it in most international stores. You can definitely get it on Amazon. It just is what it says. It's just, dates are so sweet. You can get them in the store. I think There's usually the medjool dates at stores, dried. It's just pressed and pureed into a real sweet syrup. Again, you could use maple, you could use cane sugar syrup if you wanted to, but because we're using za'atar, which is kind of a Middle Eastern spice, I like to kind of match it with that. So we'll just start to plate this. And again, you know, I would be great with a roasted pork. You could think about maybe 1 apple or half an apple per guest. And you could put more heat into it, you could put less. You can also do a little bit of butter in the pan at the end. That might be a nice addition as well. And then we'll do a little bit of date syrup. Just add a little sweet to it. And just a squeeze of lemon. And your guests and your family will be so impressed. So this is a really great way to use apples. We're very attached to apples here at Wilson's Orchard. We have so many great apples this time of year. Come on down to the market. They'll help you pick out which ones you like. There's descriptions of all of them, and there's so many ways to use them. This is one way you might not have thought of, and there's many more as well. So we'd love to have you out to Wilson's or Rapid Creek Cidery. Again, this is Matt from Rapid Creek Cidery, showing you some apples. Thanks.